Oh, what a workout, everybody! Ooh, yeah! Hubba, hubba, hubba! Anyways, that's right. This is my little kitty! Oh, yeah! Actually, it's my little bunny rabbit. Oh, no! No, you can't play with the bunny rabbit. No, you can't play with the bunny rabbit. No, you can't play with the bunny rabbit. No, 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 no. It's my bunny rabbit. Oh. 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 Wait a minute. Oh. This is one of my Lord Hamilton designs. Oh. It's a corset. Anyways, a famous model from International Mel from San Diego gave me these fantastic shorts. Alright, so, oh, this is the 24 golden gilded, that is, chair. You see the chair? Oh, pretty that is. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? My personal assistant painted it, but I said, we need everything to be pink, isn't that correct? Oh, so she said, well, he said, I have two assistants I'm working with. Well, you want everything pink? Then start with the earrings. Oh. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't known of me yet, you've just tuned in to Tyler Lord Hamilton, my Harvard mug that comes from my fabulous family. That's right. Alright, so, we have some business to conduct. Oh, these are the champagne flute glasses. So, the wind is blowing because of my oh goodness, because of my chrome frame. Let me show it to you. This is the frame, or the fan. I'm so excited about my Armenian dance moves for you, darling. Here it is. See? Here's the fan. It's very industrial, I know. All the men in the gay community love it. Oh, yeah? Okay. So, I have this blowing at me, and I hope it doesn't interrupt the sound from me to you because of the blowing. Right. So, what we are going to discuss, and it doesn't have to be necessarily what you want, but it's something that happens in society, whether it be in the educational system, or family, or politics, or social programs in your society, or maybe just your nuclear orientation family, whatever. But you don't have to want this. It's something that's fed into the society, and it's the way it is, and we're going to pinpoint on what it is. It's called nurture. Put in my dentures, I can barely speak. It's called nurture versus nature. Nurture is the sociological and psychological influences that make you wired the way you're wired. So that's nurture. And then nature is basically your genetics, your DNA, which you're born with. Like if you have genetics of diabetes in your family or obesity, join the club of your family, because the genetics you just can't entirely change. You can augment some things, but I'm not talking about necessarily the men's physiological health care program, but that is interconnected, you know, the nurturing and the helping with the genetics, where you modify the physiological determinants, which is virtually impossible. You could do this through neurolinguistic programming, hypnosis, medicine. Speak to all your doctors about this. But in the public health sector and the human development arena of our men, there is the nurture vice dentures. Barely even speak. There is the nurture versus nature, or the nature versus nurture. All of this is Sociology 1A. So, what I'm going to discuss with you is my hint at the New World Christ Church, as well as the... One moment, please. One moment. Oh yes, hello, this is Tyler Lord Hamilton. Hello. Hi. Oh, I love you. I'm producing a video right now for YouTube, so I can't talk. I mean, can you talk? I'm so sorry, my life sometimes is just tumbling down, you know. I live in beautiful Los Angeles, and I have family that didn't talk during Easter time, and I take that very personally because, you know, I'm gender fuck, you know, I like to cross-dress, you know, gender bliss, you know, I'm very up on, you know, androgyny, you know what I mean. And I'm just hurt when people are not calling me on holidays just because of all the pain I have in my heart. I'm here, can you hear me? Oh, you're hard to hear. I mean, I just wanted to touch base, you know. I mean, sometimes if you can't call me, you know, at least I know you're there, and you're such a psych for me. I respect you so much. That's why I send you that email. Oh. Are you making improvements with physical therapy? Well, you know, losing weight, I'm actually lecturing on this right now, the nature versus nurture. That's all very, you know, nature, sociological, psychological influences, and then the, you know, the nurture, I mean, and then the nature is the genetics. So, I mean, if you have certain genes that make it difficult for you to lose weight, ease up on yourself, you know, ease up on you. But the obesity in your family, yeah. Do you have diabetes in your family? So, okay, so you need to eat. Make sure you have good nutrition. I know it's hard, but you know what? You're an educator, you're a school teacher, and you know the drill. Nobody takes care of you except for you on campus. And I mean, you are your #1 star, your #1 fan. Nobody knows you better than know yourself. You're the best expert on marketing you, so you've got to put that good food in. You know, I think a lot of this is about disciplining and taming your taste buds. And once you get that on a pattern for more than 7 days, you've cemented a new pattern and pathway in your brain for your nutrition daily. So, I mean, you're doing the right thing. I didn't know you were big on trying to lose weight. Okay. Whoa. Were you diagnosed with anorexia? Plus you're short. Okay. Well, you know, you got to nurture yourself. You got to nurture yourself. And I'm looking at maybe starting you know, some type of nurturing class. You know, we need to learn to nurture ourselves, you know, beyond shopping at Walmart and Target. Right. You know, we place so much value on what we own. And the value we need to place is not on the zeros that we have in our account, but did you have good sleep last night? That's what we need to value one another on. So are you sleeping decent? Oh, where are you? Oh, your vacation? Okay. So you just... Okay. Oh my god! That whole... Oh, that's gonna be so much fun. They totally redid the whole boardwalk in Santa Cruz. Oh, yes. I think they revived that old creepy clown as well. You're gonna have a great time, but you know what? You need good shoes. Do you have some good shoes? Orthopedic. You need to walk and swing those arms, darling. And put those shoulders back and let your breasts stick out for the public. No, it's just, you know, a good brief walk, even as long as a block a day, I hear, is good exercise for you. Oh yeah, with your career, it's very difficult to doing that 5 times a week, the exercising and everything. Oh, I know. Now, are you able to stand all day or sit all day as an educator, a teacher? You're up and down. And then you're walking all around. Thank you for calling me. Hello? Yeah, you're hard to hear. I'll let you go. Hello? Hello? I'll let you go, okay? Thank you for calling me and showing me compassion and empathy. I love you. Thank you for being my friend. And, well, I'm your Hollywood cohort, darling. We're all stars. Thank you. I'm going to be positive. It's a better day. Thank goodness for coffee. Oh, do you drink a lot of coffee? Mmm. Tea is the best. Okay. I'm doing okay. Thank you for checking in, okay, babe? And you're doing good. Good. Hey, bye. I'm so sorry I can't talk. Okay, bye, bye. You know, when it gets into the media production of Social Alchemy Project access management and the talent industry and the academics and the research and the New World Christ Church and the University College of Social Behavioral Sciences and then civilian group lobby work. I mean, it all goes on and on and on of what I have my hands in. And I feel so terrible I couldn't help her right now. But I think you kind of get a drift, and a grip. Dentures can barely speak. On where we're going when we discuss this need of starting a nurturing class. I have ideas for my awareness workshops and things like this, but specifically a nurturing class in Rich Fag America. So, we all have some type of identity theft, right? And the identity theft is not from your hackers, right, in the computer, or not updating your Microsoft or what have you, because there's new patches coming out every week, because we're learning more about new viruses coming out to take your identity and to give you viruses on your computer. But we're talking about the identity theft you do to your own self by your own thinking. And we change the thinking and further impacts, you know, your social and behavioral sciences and your behavior. So you can practice public health, including safe sex. Okay. So we're talking generally identity theft resolution. And you up here is what? Your own fraud department. This is the basis of wanting to have a nurturing class. It's very simple, because we have brought everything down to one basic problem. And that is, people are going around and saying, oh, you know, I don't have really high expectations, I'm going to go with the flow, whatever. People don't want to date, they don't really want to have friends, but I'm still going to put it out there, I'm going to have low expectations. This is what you're going to find on the smartphone application, the dating sites and things like this. People. The reason why people are going with the flow and they don't have a low, well, they do have low expectations, it's due to their own identity theft, of their own thinking in themselves and not nurturing the self. When you've nurtured yourself, you don't have low expectations for yourself, for your community, or for your people. That includes your career, your academics. I don't know where you put your priorities. But people, if you can kind of get an idea that folks are saying, hey, you know, Mr. Marilyn, who I've talked to about, wants to fuck me as of like a decade ago. He's best friends with Boy George. Boy George has got him out of a lot of mess. But Mr. Marilyn says, low expectations, high gratitude. What if you had high gratitude and high expectations? When you have high gratitude, the expectations are very high, because you have a level of cognition of what you have been given, which is high in matter. So, blessings have come to you. More blessings continue to come to you. So why not have high expectations? I want us to retrain our brains for high expectations. Okay? Because when you have low expectations, you tend to what? Go into the cultural mediocrity, the new idiocracy. I talk about this in my theory, practice, and pedagogy, but we're not going to go there right now. But that's something that we can go ahead and talk to interact in my private practice for counseling alternatives and life coaching, and we can swap stories. So, if you have homelessness and you have no job, why are you going to walk around saying I have low expectations? You need some high expectations, because you need what? You need luck. And that is very primary to what? Being nurtured. I'm going to take these off. Oh, it's much better. So, horny, nasty, tweaked out, pussy bottom bitches, rubbing 3-inch clitties, blowjobs while you're blowing clouds. You know the drill if you're into hard controlled substance and methamphetamines and P&P, partying and play and tweaking. I know where you're coming from, America. I'm not stupid. So, in watching your porn, looking at all that you can, that's what? Filthy, with the hairy, perverted souls, correct? The foul-mouthed daddy tops that want to F-U-C-K your wet cunts with redneck trailer trash and bikers with no limits looking at you. And you got to argue with me that you don't have an internal identity theft going on and you should have low expectations. Gentlemen, you need identity theft solutions, right? You need resolutions on this. You need to make some changes, gentlemen. You need to be called out on this, because your thinking is what? Tainted and distorted. Think about this. This is very keen to your what? Humane life sustainability. If you have low expectations, you're going to stay poor for the rest of your life. There's nothing wrong with being poor, right? As long as you have your medical needs met, the basic needs are met. Okay? You have love. Gentlemen, I'm teaching you that when you're nurturing yourself, you don't need to vibrate your pain off of more pain that you're inflicting in yourself. Gentlemen, if you have to go straight to your wing wong and self-suck yourself and drink your own ejaculation to get your own self-medicated medicine in you, that's fine. You know, it all needs to draw from within you. Because listen, men, you have a drowning dick, and that's right up here. It's your soul and it's your mind. You need to be honest with us. We're willing to be honest with you in beautiful Los Angeles. And if you have gay feelings, since you are creating new thought to help many men politically and not be leaving men alone and having secrets and shame that is crippling, what do you need to do? You need to start nurturing yourself, don't you? If you are oversensitive, that means you are critical. Okay. You are socially insecure, men. Not all of you. I may be generalizing, but you know where I'm coming from. And the judgmentalism, because you are not strong to deal with others' weaknesses. You find yourself rejecting them. But people in a intentional community development and ethical welcoming collective consciousness, this is the nucleus of most of my lectures. I always come out and tell you that. If you are that type of strength in a community because you know the gelling that you do with one another in a community because of nurturing, then you need to deal with this, and you must ask yourself, are you really pathetic? Please think about this. You will be not helping only men, you will be helping yourself. Right, moving right along with some of the notes I have taken for you. Somehow, you get really intimidated, right? You're a strong man, you have everything going for you. But you have to expect disrespect that is nestled into the unconscious because of a society that's mentally ill, a political system that's a schizophrenic, that's throwing out many different sparks to the brain in hours of your neediness. If you are a successful gay man, you need to manage your credit up here. Not the credit card, but the credit up here. What credit are people giving you? Right? What credit bureau do you have because your society is nurturing you, regardless of you being successful or not? Listen, Robin Williams is successful, and he committed suicide. Nobody is exempt. You're not alone. You're not that special to be on your own island. Maybe you are. But folks, you've betrayed yourself, so you feel the power of not taking care of yourself. But when you are alone and you are betrayed by people because you are lacking a good credit score up here, and you need to be nurtured, it only puts you in the power to feel the power of now taking care of yourself. I'm not talking this and greed and lying and stepping over people because of this. I'm talking about the heart, right? The Father's heart of God, the bleeding democratic heart for the poor people, whatever you want to call the tender heart. Just don't send your heart to death, no matter the men that have rejected your heart. Learn to be your own what? Self-governance, self-alchemist. Change yourself by what? Thinking on the things that are good and lovely. That's straight from the Bible. It's not sexy anymore because you are not the consenting age. Oh wait, this is what I mean to say. Rewind. Erase. It's not sexy anymore of what you've allowed yourself to do to demean yourself sexually with other men. And the reason why it's not sexy anymore because you're not shocked by shock rock anymore. You're desensitized. You're cold-hearted. So it's not sexy anymore because you know the secrets, but you're pathetic. And now you're at a consenting age. People like people that show interest in them. After the heartache, after the amount of questions that are quite applicable to the interest rates and fees that you give up here. Only you know in your mind and in your heart what that cost is for you. To what? To make sure that people will not stop you from nurturing yourself. You know, when you smile, the world smiles back at you, right? When you don't smile, the world doesn't smile back at you. This comes from some lyricism of some music. So you've also heard that people will rain on your parade at the same time. So there is this dichotomy, there is this contradiction. You say that people are going to be smiling with you because you're smiling, but then when you're smiling at the same time, there are populations that just generally want to rain on your parade. So you isolate yourself, you're pathetic, because people will not stop doing this because they're used to getting some type of entertainment and muse from out of you. And they call it peace of mind. Gentlemen, this is mental illness. It's a sociological mental illness that is streaming through the aisles at Walmart or Target. Romance ends on a sorrowful note. So, romance, flattery, the nice things, doesn't mean there's not going to be a sorrowful note. Because you know that in your humane life sustainability and nurturing yourself, people are jealous and they are selfish, no matter the money or not. They like to own your soul. They want to step on your personality because you're stubborn and you know what's good for you. Listen, you have got to get people's friendships by speaking straight through the bullshit. You'll be very surprised that when you can do this, because maybe other people don't do it, you're what, gentlemen? You're a role leader. You're a mentor for men. And I'm not talking mentoring young boys and draining them, correct? And playing with the wet clitty. Not talking about you older men that want young. I'm not talking peto. This is a very big distinction I make throughout Social Alchemy Access Management, Social Alchemy Project Access Management, is that when you have established friendships, when you can, they last forever. And there are mentoring opportunities where you provide advice to other men. Let us pass over all of our troubles with ease, correct? By having love and light in our hearts. And it starts right here. And that begins with good nutrition. It's nurturing. You can do this with all the right thinking into the kingdom of glory. You're not alone. You have an audience that wants to see you do something with the lessons that you've learned. Am I right? Or am I wrong? I'm right. This is why I'm bringing out the Social Alchemy Project Access Management network holdings you have right here. This is your bank. This is your real estate. You've heard this before. And the holdings are limited. You have to document in the Holdings Limited Processing Department up here, because you mayn't automatically throw yourself away anymore, because why? You are your own enterprise. You are your own corporation. You are your own country. Now, you goddamn pussy-infested AIDS clitorises, talking about all you men that think it's appealing and getting you forward by being nurtured when you get men to what? Not use condoms and increase STDs. Gentlemen, STDs are the highest in the nation in Los Angeles. That's why I use a potty mouth to get through to you. Okay, you need to relax, all you Christians, all your puritanical heretics that stole marijuana from the Indians and lit everyone up around the Declaration of Independence or when they were construing the illuminated document of the Constitution. That started with crime. Killing off Indians and ripping them off from their marijuana. So you know what? You can get off of your high horse if you think the American way is the American dream and it's the best country in the world. Not necessarily if you have specific values. And you know this as a socio-intellectual person, and you look at philanthropy and what you could do in the world, where you are going to not play a game called cunt. Stop being a cunt. Try it out. I've always encouraged people. But the abuse, gentlemen, when you do not nurture things in yourself, will fall apart. That could include irrational gossiping. People detest you if you know that you're depending on them and you're conscious and you can't get out of those shadows. They will detest you and they will reject you and they will shame you to the crippling of your only last resort, and that is hit bottom, look up, and nurture yourself. Get yourself off of your crystal meth, stop coking yourself up, get off of the bottle, the alcohol, stop smoking your goddamn cigarettes as well. Why not while you're at it? And get on weed. Marijuana is becoming legalized. June, July, it'll be legalized in Indiana, one of the most disgustingly bigoted states in this nation, and it's becoming legal. I've said this 20 years ago, before legislation really hit big and LGBT hit big. I said to my producer, it was filmed through Voice of Obispo, San Luis Obispo, where I was living as a gay militant activist, is that gay law and gay democracy is going to find a way through our voices in the collective, right? The ethical, welcoming collective consciousness, correct? The intentional community development, the community organizer. To what? To legalize gay marriage in every state. Once weed is legalized in every state in this nation of America, so will gay marriage. Times are changing because social laws say people need to be wanted and they need to be allowed to love and be loved by same gender. You've heard this before. It's political rhetoric, if you wanted to ask me. So that when you have this shift of the paradigm and the change of the matrix, you could be conservative on one day and then not conservative the next day. And you shouldn't be considered a schizophrenic. People will be your friends if you have good manners and you can articulate something, but when they find out you don't have any money in your pocket, they leave. So you are back to hit bottom to what? Not do your drugs or syringes with heroin. No. But to show some type of self-alchemy, see, self-change. Because you must leave your own disloyalties for yourself behind and set out to not reject you because you do not see that you lack values for what? Humane life sustainability. Do you see how all these statements revisit themselves? When you simply sit there and hear my talks and my discussions, my teachings, and my shock rock as far as gender fuck, gender bliss, gender creative, my iconic star image, my dramatist persona, blah, 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 blah. You're going to learn that I have my own value in my art. Now, maybe you're not an actor. Maybe you're not an artist. Maybe you like to read. Start focusing on where you're going in the reading acumen of yourself. Go online. Use all technological apparatus that you can to educate yourself. There's no excuse for you being undereducated and throwing yourself into the streets. Not anymore. Think about it. Look at the blessings that a tech community gives you. I'm pissed about this. I know exactly where we're coming from. Through Christ and with Christ and in Christ is the unity of the Holy Spirit, and all of your honor and all of your glory and all of your place to praise yourself from the self-assurance. From what? Nurturing yourself. No more notes. We're out. It's been nearly 37 minutes and we are entirely out of notes. So, this is my encouragement to you. Listen, be a big girl or be a big boy, okay? It's androgyny, right? Any androgyny you have found in rock star Hollywood history. Elton John came out as a clown, but we can include Elton John. But Boy George, Freddie Mercury from Queen, Prince, Michael Jackson was a phenomenon of own reality, right? David Bowie, Mr. Marilyn. Be you. On every level of culture, travel, exposure, university, heart, love the unlovely, be friends of the friendless, understand the male inside of you, understand the female inside of you. And if this is what you have to do for your own self-nurturing, then my goodness, more power to you, gentlemen. Look, with my Madonna whole culture corset. And this is what I'm encouraging for all of you to do today. For your own nurturement, if that's where your mind is at right now, then more power to you. And gentlemen, if you have this, or if you don't, at least get an extension. And I'm not talking pre-op, I'm not talking about getting hormones, or I'm not talking getting a sexual assignment surgery. It might be not in the budget, right? Go and create your own, what? Pussy. And let this help you nurture you. Listen, Joan Rivers said, a comedian never has to apologize. So I'm just using a little shock rock to cement into the unconscious what we're talking about. Your need to nurture yourself. Go out today and live your life. Right? Pennies or no pennies in your pocket. Drink a good, clean glass of water. Not every person in the world can do this, but you can. I'm sure, if you have a computer in front of you. You have no reason to be demised by what depression says when your depression talks to you. Because you have water, you have coffee. You have been given so many tools. You have all the tools in the world to do what you need to do. And that is nurture yourself, build yourself up, and become a leader. Don't be afraid of public administration, the new poli-sci. I'm not telling you to get a degree in political science, but learn something about ending global poverty and helping men not think poor. Because now you are the rectification, I'm not talking rectum or rectal exam from your doctor, you are the rectification of the new world Christ nurturing church. Love your life. Make your life a blast of bubbling champagne. I really don't want people walking away from this video portrayal or this lecture or this talk or this efficacious whatever commentary thinking that they can't be their own comedian. Laugh at yourself. I love you. Listen, I don't want to do this, but if I had to, I would. I would die for you if it could mean that I left you with some seed. Not a seed of corruption and not the seed from ejaculation, gentlemen. I know you're distorted, everything's perverted and nasty, right? But if I could leave you one seed of truth on fertile soil, this comes right out of the New Testament. This is the words of Jesus Christ. I would die for you. Because the seed of truth in you that you discover for you, not me, not my pocketbook, not my PayPal, Smart Connect, where you can give me all the money you want. Sorry about this webcam that keeps... There you go. You have the seed that's nurtured with water and sunlight and gracious thoughts you speak to yourself. Because you're the rectification of a new nurturing. Try something different that your parents didn't do when they nurtured you. Nurture you. Take social and personal responsibility in your own self-governance, in your own self-alchemist. Be your own project in social alchemy. Don't be afraid of society. Nurture you. Nurture you. Nurture you. God bless. Live and let live. I love you.